In a world that can feel a little cynical, some characters just decide to live in the sun. But the question is, who shines the brightest? Today, we're looking at 7 of animation's most relentlessly positive characters known for their pure, unfiltered joy. From a literal embodiment of cheer to a delivery boy with a heart of gold, we're going to officially rank them and find out who is the most unbreakable optimist in cartoon history. So, how are we going to do this? We're looking at 3 key things. First, their basic happy-go-lucky personality. Second, their ability to bounce back and stay positive when things get tough. And most importantly, their power to spread that positivity to others. Let the showdown begin. Coming in at number 7, our lovable baseline for blissful ignorance, Philip J. Fry from Futurama. Fry is, in a lot of ways, the accidental optimist. This is a guy whose life in the 20th century was, let's be honest, pretty pathetic. He was a 25-year-old pizza delivery boy with a cheating girlfriend that dumped him and parents that, when they discovered he was missing, decided it was a waste of taxpayer money to look for him. And yet, when he's accidentally frozen and wakes up 1,000 years later, his reaction isn't existential dread. It's childlike wonder. He lost everything and everyone he ever knew, and his response is basically, cool. Well, to be precise, it's my parents, my coworkers, my girlfriend. I'll never see any of them again. Yahoo! That pretty much sets the tone for Fry's entire character.
It's the future. My parents, my coworkers, my girlfriend. I'll never see any of them again. Yahoo!
His optimism isn't coming from some deep philosophical place. It's a side effect of his simple nature, and frankly, his not-so-high intelligence. His intelligence is often the butt of several jokes. Now, obviously, there are too many to mention, but one perfect example is when he trades in the Planet Express ship for magic beans in the hopes to save Leela from turning into a squid. Obviously, hilarity ensues when a beanstalk grows and they're off on another unhinged adventure. Fry finds joy in the simplest of things. His favorite drink, a can of Slurm, a classic TV show such as Sanford & Sons, or just hanging out with his friends. His endless crush on Leela is another perfect example. Despite years of rejection and humiliation, he just never truly gives up. He wrote a whole opera for her, making a deal with the robot devil so he could play the holophoner, an infamously difficult instrument to play, just for her, and moved actual stars to write a love note in space. Unfortunately, the stars were blown up before she got to see them. But that kind of persistence is its own form of optimism, a belief that things will eventually work out. But here's why he's at the bottom of our list. Fry's optimism is mostly passive. It's a shield that his simple-mindedness gives him, protecting him from the terrifying realities of the 31st century. His immunity to the evil brain spawn is because he's his own grandfather and lacks the delta brainwave. It's a happy accident thanks to a non-fully functional brain, not a conscious choice. He doesn't overcome negativity with willpower, he often just doesn't notice it. He's a happy-go-lucky guy for sure, but not a true soldier in the war on pessimism. Our number 6 pick is the surprisingly wholesome henchman with a heart of gold, Kronk from The Emperor's New Groove. Yes, we're digging into movies for this list. On the surface, Kronk is Yzma's bumbling, muscled-up assistant, supposed to be carrying out her evil plans. But if you dig even a little deeper, you find a guy who's a big, sweet old teddy bear and just straight up nice. Kronk's optimism isn't loud or flashy. He finds real joy in his passions. Cooking, which we can see in how excited he is to host a dinner party, especially his pride in his spinach puffs. And let's not forget how gentle and understanding he is when talking to forest animals, especially squirrels. When he's tasked with getting rid of Kuzco, he's more worried that he may have burned his spinach puffs than the fact that the poison for Kuzco's poison, turns out to be extract of llama. Kronk's optimism really shines during his internal struggles. After throwing Kuzco in the water to die, we can see Kronk's lip quiver and the worry on his face before the classic shoulder angel and devil pop up to guide his choices. As the angel and devil argue, we can see that Kronk is constantly at war with his job description. Kronk is always being pulled toward doing the right thing. He's loyal, but his loyalty is to the idea of friendship and what's good, rather than his boss Yzma herself. This is what leads him to save Kuzco by pulling him out of the water he just threw him in and placing him safely in a nearby villager's cart. This villager just so happens to be Pacha, a hardworking, loyal family man who has already had a run-in with the Emperor. However, Kronk stays at number 6 because his optimism is often a side plot. He reacts to things. He doesn't initiate them. His good nature is easily manipulated by Yzma for most of the movie, and his happiness is usually contained in his own little world. He doesn't spread his optimism wherever he goes. Not to say he isn't a great guy, just he tends to keep more to himself, at least while he's in Yzma's employ. He's a happy-go-lucky henchman, but not quite an optimistic hero. Coming in at number 5 is the nonsensical, catchphrase-spewing character of pure chaotic glee, Pinky from Pinky and the Brain. Narf! Hoyt! Egad, Brain! In the grim, methodical world of a mouse trying to take over the world, Pinky is a supernova of joy. His optimism is a completely different flavor. It's not grounded in kindness, but in a state of endless, nonsensical bliss. While Brain spends every night planning their next attempt at global domination, Pinky is... well, he's just happy to be there. His joy is disconnected from logic, reason, or what's happening around him, which often just annoys Brain. Pinky's optimism is the perfect hilarious foil to Brain's cynicism. Brain's plans always fail, but he never gives up. With every episode ending with Pinky asking, "What are we going to do tomorrow night, Brain?" and Brain replying, "The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world."
Back to the cage to plan for tomorrow night.
Why? What are we gonna do tomorrow night?
Same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
For Pinky, failure is just another interesting adventure. He doesn't get bogged down by defeat because he was never really invested. He was just enjoying the ride. There's even a fan theory that Pinky is the real genius and Brain is the insane one. In one episode, we see Pinky has modified several toys, much like Q does for 007, to help him in his mission. How could Pinky do that if he's truly a simpleton? In reality, though, he mostly just made every toy explode, but hey, still clever for a mouse. Meanwhile, Brain is the one who tries the same thing every night, expecting a different result. What's certain is that Pinky's carefree attitude often lets him stumble upon the exact flaw in Brain's plans, which Brain always ignores, only to have the exact flaw Pinky pointed out be the downfall in the plan. We see this time and time again, such as in Pavlov's mice, when Brain's plan is to condition humans to obey a cue, and Pinky points out that humans are not very good at learning tricks, which is exactly what happens when the humans do not act predictably and the plan is ruined. But Pinky can't rank higher for one critical reason. His optimism is almost completely disconnected from reality. It's not a tool he uses to get through hardship. It's a state of being that keeps him from even recognizing it. It's an incredibly pure form of happiness, but it lacks the conscious choice and resilience that defines a true optimist. Cracking the top 4, we have the living, breathing, summer-loving snowman who taught us some people are worth melting for. Olaf from Frozen. Olaf is a special case. He was magically brought to life from Anna and Elsa's happy childhood memories, so he's literally the embodiment of innocent love and joy. His optimism isn't just a personality trait, it's his very essence. He greets everyone with a wide, toothy grin and tells them, "I'm Olaf, and I like warm hugs."
Hi everyone, I'm Olaf, and I like warm hugs.
His most famous moment of blissful ignorance, of course, is his song In Summer, where he sings about getting gorgeously tanned, picnicking in the sun, and even sings the lines, "Winter is great to stay and cuddle, but put me in summer and I'll be, Here he pauses while staring at a puddle in front of him, then finishes the line with, "Happy Snowman." But dismissing Olaf as just comic relief means you're missing his profound importance. His optimism is a powerful active force in the story. For Anna, who's young and easily manipulated by bad people, Olaf is lovingly there for guidance. His unwavering support and words of wisdom give her the strength to keep going. What truly elevates Olaf is his capacity for deep, unconditional love. His optimism isn't just about being happy, it's about making others happy. The pivotal moment is when Anna is alone, freezing and in deep despair, ready to give up. Olaf, without hesitating, starts a fire to keep her warm. When Anna points out the danger of him being near the fire, it's here he delivers one of the most profound lines in Disney history. Some people are worth melting for.
Olaf, you're melting.
Some people are worth melting for.
In that single moment, Olaf shows that his optimism isn't born from ignorance, but from love. He gets the risk, but his love for Anna is more important than his own life. The only thing holding Olaf back from the top 3 is that his optimism is still tied to his innocence. He doesn't have to work to see the good in the world. It's all he's ever known. His happiness is a pure, beautiful gift, but it hasn't been forged in the same fires of personal struggle as our final contenders. We're hitting the top 3 and the competition is getting fierce. These are the true titans of positivity. If you're enjoying our showdown, do us a favor, hit that like button and subscribe. Let us know in the comments who you think is going to take the number 1 spot. Now, on to our bronze medalist. Taking the number 3 spot is the endlessly cheerful Blue Tang who taught a whole generation to just keep swimming, Dory from Finding Nemo. Dory's positivity isn't a luxury. It's a survival tool. She lives with severe short-term memory loss, she's constantly lost, and often forgets the friends right in front of her with, on more than one occasion, reintroducing herself mid-conversation. And yet, she's one of the most cheerful characters in the Pixar universe. Her mantra, "just keep swimming," is more than a catchy tune. It's a profound philosophy. It's an active choice to push forward and to believe the next moment will bring a solution, even if you can't remember the problem. Dory's optimism is an active outward force. She tries to make friends with everyone, including a trio of sharks in a fish eater's recovery program. When Marlin, Nemo's father, turns around to a huge toothy shark grin, he very understandably sees danger as the shark says hello in a deep menacing voice. While Marlin freezes, shaking from fear, Dory cheerfully jumps in and responds, "Well, hi," seeing a potential friend. Dory is a powerful symbol for anyone who's ever felt different. She proves that optimism isn't about ignoring challenges, but about facing them with hope. So, why isn't she number 1? While her optimism is incredibly powerful, it's directly tied to her condition. She forgets the bad things just as quickly as the good. This gives her an advantage in the optimism game. Our silver medalist is a character who is the literal personified embodiment of happiness itself, Joy from Inside Out. If this were just a contest of pure concentrated happiness, Joy would be the undisputed champ. I mean, her name is Joy. Her entire existence is to ensure the happiness of her human Riley. She's a glowing, energetic, endlessly peppy force of positivity. From the moment Riley is born, Joy is at the control panel, masterfully creating happy memories and seeing every challenge as an opportunity for fun. Joy's optimism is a full-time job that she is exceptionally good at. She's a leader and a problem solver, all in the service of keeping Riley happy. When sadness starts touching memories and turning them blue, Joy's immediate reaction isn't to understand, but to contain. She even draws a little circle and tells sadness to stay inside it and to keep all the sad things with her, believing any deviation from pure happiness is a problem to be solved. However, this is precisely why she's number 2 on our list. At the start of the film, Joy's optimism is absolute, but it's also immature. She believes that happiness is the only important emotion, and that all other emotions are secondary to her, and that some emotions are to be avoided altogether. Her big turning point is when she realizes one of Riley's happiest core memories, being picked up and celebrated by her hockey team, was only possible because sadness over missing a shot drew her parents and her team over to support her. Her parents and friends rallied around her because she was sad. This realization is her breakthrough. Joy learns that true complex happiness doesn't come from pushing other emotions away, but by embracing them. She learns that allowing sadness to come out helps to process those emotions and ask for help, which we see Riley doing as she vents to her parents about how she misses where they used to live. It is in this confession of sadness that her dad tells her, "Me too," and this shared moment ultimately leads back to joy. As the movie comes to an end, we see both sadness and joy creating memories mixing together. This journey makes Joy incredibly powerful, but it also shows that her initial optimism was breakable. It had to be shattered and rebuilt to become truly resilient. Our number 1 pick, however, was born with that resilience already installed. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, coming in at number 1, the official undisputed champion in the ultimate showdown of cartoon optimism is the absorbent yellow porous powerhouse of positivity, SpongeBob SquarePants. If you were to build the perfect optimist from the ground up, you would get SpongeBob. He is the grand master, the absolute pinnacle of relentless, unshakable, and infectious cheer. His laugh, his smile, his enthusiasm for whatever he's doing at the time. What sets SpongeBob apart is that his optimism is a conscious, active choice he makes every single second of every single day in a world that is often mundane, frustrating, and downright cynical. Let's break down the evidence. First, his job. He's a fry cook at the Krusty Krab, working for a greedy, exploitative boss, Mr. Krabs. For most people, this would be a soul-crushing dead end. For SpongeBob, it's his life's calling. He approaches flipping Krabby Patties with the passion of a world-class artist. He genuinely loves his job, so much so that he even has figurines of himself that he plays with, having himself flip burgers while he's on holidays. When Mr. Krabs informs his employees that they're now going to work starting at 6 a.m., his coworker Squidward complains that it's totally unfair, but SpongeBob asks if he can come in even earlier. He starts every single day by screaming, "I'm ready," with more enthusiasm than any adult I have ever met. Next, his relationships. His neighbor and coworker Squidward is the living embodiment of pessimism. Squidward openly despises SpongeBob, annoyed by pretty much everything he does, whether it's him being woken up by SpongeBob, annoyed by his laugh, annoyed by him jellyfish fishing, or just annoyed by something he said. But SpongeBob interprets all of that scorn as a quirky kind of friendship. He never stops trying to include Squidward in his games and share his joy. This isn't naivety, it's an act of profound emotional generosity. He genuinely believes that if he just tries hard enough, his happiness can be shared. SpongeBob tells Squidward that if he's ever in trouble, that Squidward can rely on him to help, because they're like brothers, only closer. And on rare, beautiful occasions, it actually works. More than once, the grouchy old Squidward admits his feelings for SpongeBob, saying how he likes him or misses him, even when he's annoyed at him. Unlike Joy, SpongeBob's optimism doesn't exclude other emotions. He gets sad, like the time he makes Squidward a sweater from his own tears after Squidward rejects his sweater made from eyelashes. He gets scared, such as when Squidward is telling SpongeBob ghost stories about the hash-slinging slasher on a late-night shift at work. He even gets angry, so much so that one time he even told off his beloved boss Mr. Krabs when he fired Squidward when Mr. Krabs thought he stole his prized possession, very first penny. But these feelings are always temporary. His emotional home base is happiness. He experiences bad feelings, processes them, and then actively chooses to return to his optimistic state. SpongeBob's optimism is the ultimate proactive force. He doesn't just feel joy, he creates it. He can turn a cardboard box into the greatest toy in the world with the power of imagination. He sees the best in everyone and everything. His laughter is infectious. He's a walking, talking engine of positivity. For all these reasons, SpongeBob SquarePants is, without a doubt, the most unbreakable optimist in cartoon history. And there you have it. From the simple bliss of Fry to the god-tier resilience of SpongeBob, our showdown is complete. It's a reminder that optimism comes in all shapes and sizes, from the chaotic and silly to the profound and deeply emotional. But the unbreakable spirit of a certain yellow sponge simply cannot be denied. So, do you agree with our list? Was SpongeBob the right choice for number 1? Who'd we miss? Let us know your picks for the most optimistic character in the comments. We read every single one. And if you enjoyed this Battle of Bliss, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more showdowns. Thanks for watching.